of the news today that Justin Bieber unfollowed his wife on social media, leading to so much speculation about the state of their marriage. And
I hit a little bit of an emotional breakdown because I thought marriage was gonna fix all my problems.
Hey, listen. Did you Kanye saying about the nose?
And
yes.
I have heard
It is a cult.
that like the top members of that cult get like girlfriends. And I have heard, I'm kind of like a blind item freak.
Is Chris Pratt associated with
He's in
Hillsong?
Hillsong. I heard he was supposed to marry Hailey Bieber, but they gave her to Justin.
Her dad dragged her out of bed in the morning. And basically was like, you know, I think because she was raised Christian and I think they found out that like, I think it was an arranged marriage, I'm pretty sure.
There's some seriously juicy drama unfolding between Justin and Hailey Bieber. And I have to say, it looks like Kanye West might have been right all along. Remember how he kept calling out Hailey, suggesting she was Justin's handler? At the time, everyone dismissed Kanye's claims about Hailey's alleged plastic surgeries and that rumored Drake situation as just him being, well, Kanye. But now, with all these shocking reports about Justin and Hailey's marriage supposedly falling apart, people are starting to see everything in a whole new light. Let me tell you, the red flags in their relationship are absolutely mind-blowing. We could literally make a whole documentary about it. From their questionable get-together to Justin proposing mere months after his split from Selena, and don't even get me started on how miserable he's looked ever since.
Justin, are you gonna propose to Selena Gomez? You guys make a really good couple. I see that smile.
But wait, it gets even more disturbing. There's this whole dark undercurrent involving these supposedly sketchy celebrity churches. And get this, some people are saying Justin was actually trying to expose industry predators targeting young artists before he was suddenly silenced. And then mysteriously, he gets assigned a handler to keep him in check. I know, it's wild. Let's dive deeper into this rabbit hole.
Hailey Bieber is very religious, and her dad is like crazy religious, and Justin Bieber is very religious. So you're saying there is like a very religious, famous cult where they like put them off to each
Hillsong
other?
is the church they all belong to.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, there's about to be a documentary that I think is about to come out on Hillsong because they're getting, I mean, one by one, like the escapades of the top leaders of that church are coming to light, and I think...
Listen, you don't need to buy into conspiracy theories to see that something's seriously off with Justin lately. I mean, for quite a while now, he just hasn't seemed like himself at all. And I'm not the only one noticing. Fans have been giving major side-eye to his marriage with Hailey.
Happy holidays, Jay. Happy holidays, Justin.
It's not gonna happen today.
Do you know when?
Have a good one, Justin.
Justin, I'm gonna keep you in my purse.
Hey.
A little bit later, maybe? Jay, maybe later? Justin Bieber? Enjoy your walk, JB.
Now, here's where things get really interesting. Both Justin and Hailey have been making these super weird moves on social media, and everyone's convinced they're throwing shade at each other. It all started when this TikToker caught something fascinating. Justin posted an Instagram story playing Bead by Yaez in the background. If you know anything about that song, you know it's all about keeping things casual, no strings attached, no real feelings involved. But honey, that's just the beginning. Hailey apparently clapped back with her own musical message, posting lyrics from Saw's 30 for 30. Specifically, but if it's F me, then it's F you. I mean, the tension is palpable. But the real bombshell? Justin actually unfollowed Hailey on Instagram. Sure, he tried to play it off as a hack, but let's be real, who's buying that excuse? Think about it. If someone really hacked Justin Bieber's Instagram, Would they just unfollow Hailey and call it a day? No leaked DMs, no crazy posts, nothing else? Plus, if it was really just an accident, why not just quietly refollow her and let it blow over? Instead, he made this huge deal about it, which honestly just made everything look even more suspicious.
All right, guys, so everyone's talking about this right now. I didn't even see this. If you look at page 6, anywhere you get your celebrity gossip or news, it says that Justin Bieber is now unfollowing his wife, Hailey Bieber, on Instagram. So clearly that is a move. He unfollowed a few people, I believe Diddy, Usher, and now his wife. And people are saying that there is trouble in paradise. They're saying that right now, him and his wife are not getting along, Hailey Bieber. Obviously, anything can be put out into the news and we will dissect it. It doesn't necessarily make it true. I think it's a bold move. I don't think that that was an accident for him to unfollow his wife. I think that that just sends a statement to everyone, and I'm wondering exactly what that statement is. Now, as you guys know, Hailey and Justin had a baby recently, but that doesn't mean everything's blissful in paradise.
And now fans are piecing together what they believe is a much darker narrative surrounding Justin and Hailey's marriage. Just think about it. Since tying the knot with Hailey, Justin seems like a completely different person. That vibrant spark for music? Gone. His incredible connection with fans? Practically non-existent. And every single public appearance, he either looks absolutely miserable or completely disconnected from reality. But here's what's really getting people worried. There's growing speculation that Justin might be under the influence of some serious medication. Now, brace yourselves because this is where things take an even more disturbing turn. According to leaked documents from last year, Justin reportedly signed with TriStar in November 2022. And who runs TriStar? None other than Lou Taylor. Yes, the same Lou Taylor who orchestrated Britney Spears' nightmarish conservatorship. But here's the real kicker. Apparently, Lou Taylor, who just happens to be tight with the Kardashians, was allegedly involved in attempting to put Kanye West under a conservatorship too.
And a person came to my house that wasn't a Christian and told me, come over. And then 30 minutes later, I was in handcuffs headed to the hospital. One of the things that people do now is they try to discriminate against my mind and my thought.
Both Kanye and Britney have come forward with shocking claims that their handlers forced them to take high doses of lithium, a powerful medication that can absolutely wreak havoc on someone's mental state.
When I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed.
He immediately the next day put me on lithium out of nowhere. He took me off my normal meds I'd been on for 5 years. And lithium is a very, very strong and completely different medication compared to what I was used to.
This is why Justin's devoted fans are absolutely terrified that history might be repeating itself. I mean, just look at the evidence. Since marrying Hailey, Justin has completely withdrawn from performing, abandoned red carpet events, and seems perpetually checked out.
I remember just struggling. I remember feeling like emotionally just overwhelmed and talking to her, not knowing how to communicate certain things and just feeling kind of frustrated. You know, there's been a lot of things that have happened in my life, and I think there was just a point in my life where I was just so overwhelmed. I'm just being a normal person and crying. I think when I'm in the media, or I look at things on the internet and people are like, Justin's upset. Why is he upset? It's like they don't give me permission to be upset. I don't have permission to be, human and shed tears. And there's so many people every day who are in a conversation with their girl or their wife or their mom and they break down, but they don't have cameras capturing it, so people are like, is he okay? He's having a mental breakdown.
But hold on to your seats because it gets even more shocking. Right after Justin signed with Lou Taylor's company, he made the jaw-dropping decision to sell his entire music catalog for $200 million. Now, let's be real. Selling your masters is usually a last resort move for artists. So, Why would Justin Bieber, one of the most phenomenal talents of our generation, suddenly cash out like this? And more importantly, who pushed him into making this decision? Sure, $200 million sounds like an astronomical amount, but let's put this into perspective. Justin's former manager, Scooter Braun, managed to rake in a whopping $360 million by selling just 6 of Taylor Swift's masters. And that wasn't even her complete catalog. So why would Justin settle for what essentially amounts to pocket change in comparison? Was this really his choice? Or was there something or someone pulling the strings behind the scenes?
When there's paparazzi following me, I have a flash in my head of like getting out with a baseball bat and literally destroying their car. Like, I literally sometimes it makes me just so annoyed that I'm like, one of these days, I swear to God, I'm gonna get out of the car with a baseball bat. And
Huh? It could just be right here, yeah?
What's even more suspicious is that right around the time Justin hired Lou Taylor and sold off his entire musical legacy, suddenly these mysterious reports started circulating, claiming Justin was done with the entertainment industry and wanted to vanish into obscurity. According to Radar Online, an insider revealed Justin hasn't felt right with the world for some time, and his stardom weighs heavily on him. Even his therapist says if what he's doing makes him unhappy, he should make the hard decision to set it aside. The source went on to claim that Justin feels the pressure of the music business isn't good for him, and that he just wants to disappear with Hailey and enjoy his money. But let's be honest, are we really supposed to believe that Hailey Bieber would willingly step away from the spotlight? This is the same Hailey who was caught orchestrating paparazzi photos multiple times, and then, in an almost comical twist, she went on a podcast declaring her intense hatred for paparazzi, claiming she wanted to physically harm them.
Should we talk about it? I think it's time. I think it's time we talk about it. If you're looking at this chart and you see some names you recognize, it's because these are all celebrities who have been associated with the Hillsong Church. Oh, we can't forget one more, Miss Sober herself. The church, if you do not know, is the mega church of all mega churches. It has a very dark past, and we're going to talk about it today. Like I always say, everything I'm about to say is alleged. I don't know these people. I don't want to know these people. I'm just some bitch on the internet, and frankly, you don't have to believe me. The Hillsong Church was started in 1977 in Australia by crusty old dusty Frank Houston. In 1999, Brian Houston, his son, would go on to become the new leader. In 2003, they would open up a church in New York City, and one of the previous assistant pastors would go on to pretty much run that church. This is Carl Lenz. He is all of the celebrities' best friend and spiritual leader. In 1999, a woman would go on to confide in 2 church pastors, letting them know that Frank had essayed her son. I don't think she realized the craziness that would ensue after this. So in court, it was alleged that Frank had essayed a boy between the ages of 7 and 12. The victim would eventually come forward to give more details, stating that Frank was a family friend. He would come visit their family regularly, and every time he came by between the ages of 7 and 12, he would visit his room every single night. He stated that Frank lost interest by the time he hit puberty. The victim did not tell his mom until 8 years later. And the reason he told her is because he states that his mom wanted him to go to counseling with Frank to improve his behavior. He alleges that the first time he went to go visit Frank, he found Frank doing something really nasty under his desk. He did not stay, and when he got back home, that's when he decided to tell his mom. Her response, you might ask, and I quote, "You do not want to be responsible for turning people away from the church and into hell." It took her 20 years to tell those 2 pastors. Before Frank officially confessed, which he did end up doing, the victim alleges that Frank called him and asked him to meet him at McDonald's. Frank would go on to offer him $10,000 and then ask him to sign a McDonald's napkin to agree to it. The victim also alleging that Frank told him that he needed to apologize to him because he could not face God with this hanging over his head. So not that what he did was disgusting and traumatic and awful, but because he needed to save his own soul. Several months later, he still hasn't gotten any money, so he reaches out to Brian, Frank's son, who is now the new leader of the church. And I'm so sorry for having to include this picture. I feel like he's looking through my soul. It's actually a very terrifying photo. I feel like he knows all my secrets. He goes on to ask Brian, hey, why hasn't my money arrived? Brian tells him, and I quote, "You know it's your fault. You tempted him." The victim stated that he was hurt by this, and he actually went on to ask Brian if he was also essayed by his dad. Brian got belligerent. He was yelling. He was swearing. He hung up the phone, and the victim received the check 2 weeks later.
But wait, because Justin's devoted fans have uncovered something even more disturbing. There are some incredibly unsettling connections between Lou Taylor, Hailey Bieber, and certain controversial celebrity churches.
I think because she was raised Christian, and I think they found out that, like, I think it was an arranged marriage, I'm pretty sure. I'm not. Looking back now, I'm like, it was definitely an arranged marriage. Like, they set this whole thing up.
Here's the bombshell. Lou Taylor wasn't just any ordinary business figure. She was actually a board member at Hillsong Church, the very same mega church Justin started frequenting after marrying Hailey. And if that wasn't enough to raise eyebrows, Lou's husband, Rob Taylor, founded another questionable celebrity church called Calvary Chapel. Now, according to a shocking New York Times report, Britney Spears' father, Jamie, was making regular financial transfers from Britney's accounts to Calvary Chapel during his time as her conservator. Now, let's circle back to Hillsong. After the lead pastor and Justin's former friend Carl Lentz faced serious allegations of inappropriate behavior, Justin and Hailey publicly announced their departure from Hillsong. But here's where it gets interesting. They quickly jumped ship to another celebrity church called Church Home, and this is where things get absolutely wild. Judah Smith, Church Home's lead pastor, is allegedly extremely close with Hailey's father, Stephen Baldwin. Yes, the same Stephen Baldwin who orchestrated Justin and Hailey's first meeting. According to a widely circulated Reddit thread, Stephen allegedly enlisted Judah's help to convince Justin to marry Hailey. Remember that moment on Ellen when Justin joked about being in an arranged marriage? At the time, everyone laughed it off as just another cute celebrity anecdote. But now, that joke seems to carry a much darker undertone.
If I ever went anywhere, we know why. You understand what I'm saying?
Justin's fans are growing increasingly alarmed, with many questioning whether Hailey might be one of those handlers Kanye warned us about. Remember Britney Spears' situation with Sam Asghari? He was allegedly paid to pose as her husband and maintain control over her. And then there's the curious case of Kanye's current wife, Bianca Censori. The timing of their marriage raised numerous red flags, especially considering Kanye himself had warned that if he disappeared and returned, it might not truly be him. Indeed, Kanye vanished for approximately 2 weeks following his cancellation, only to resurface with Bianca, someone who seemed to materialize out of nowhere. Kanye has consistently spoken out about the shadowy figures controlling the entertainment industry. In 2022, when he began exposing certain executives, he specifically targeted Hailey after she joined others in criticizing him during his revelations. In a direct message to Justin, Kanye wrote, "You're all programmed sheep. Justin, get your girl before I get mad." Kanye didn't stop there. He proceeded to taunt Hailey about her alleged past relationship with Drake, sharing an Entertainment Tonight article titled, "Getting Serious, Drake Wears H Necklace After Date Night." In his caption, Kanye again addressed Justin, suggesting he had been manipulated into turning against him. "Get your girl before I get mad? You're supposed to be my friend, right? You wasn't there when the Kardashians kidnapped my kids." When examining all these pieces together, a disturbing pattern emerges regarding Justin and Hailey's marriage. Many fans are beginning to suspect Hailey might indeed be one of the handlers Kanye referenced, assigned to maintain control over Justin. Some theories suggest she's there to prevent Justin from exposing the entertainment industry's darker aspects, particularly given his experiences as a child star. While this might sound like an extraordinary theory, the interconnected evidence becomes increasingly difficult to dismiss. The question remains, could Justin's marriage to Hailey truly be an arranged setup, with her serving as his handler? What are your thoughts on these revelations? Share your perspective in the comments below, and stay tuned for more shocking revelations in our next videos.